All right. Good morning, sixth grade.
Good morning, Miss Canelo.
Good morning.
I'm going to say hi to the children. Say
Selena.
hi. So good morning. Good morning to the following students that decided to show up today at 8 o'clock on Wednesday, July 8th. Good morning to Janaea, Leilani, Omar. Good morning, Amanda. Good morning, Blessing. Good morning, Daniel. Good morning, Dorlissa. Good morning, Isaiah. Good morning, Jaden. Good morning, Jamie. Good morning, Jerickson. Good morning, Jaden F. Good morning, Lorenzo. Good morning, Nazir F. Good morning, Eric. Good morning, Taris. Good morning, Yorleni. Okay, so for today, it is Wednesday, July 8th, 2020. I have today's packet posted in Google Classroom for those that didn't receive it in the mail. Those that have it, great. Those that do not have it, what you're going to do is you're going to edit the PDF and you're going to actually type in your answers. If you need any assistance at the end of the class, Amanda knows exactly how to do it because she's been submitting the work that way to me for a while now. So feel free to reach out to her. And good morning to Carlton. We're going to actually get started now. So what's going to happen is I am going to share my screen. I'm going to have Leilani. She's going to read today's learning target and the lesson notes. She's going to read all of page 1 for us, just up to the number 6 for us. And then we're going to get started and do the practice problems. Okay, so today should be very short and quick. I am going to move a little fast, so try to keep up with me. All right. All right. Let me just turn that off. All right, so that way no one bothers me for the next hour. All right, we're gonna actually get started. So Miss Leilani Cruz. Oh wait, where did it go? It didn't open up. Okay. All right, Leilani, we're gonna just move you this way so I can see that. All right, Leilani, take it away. Read today's learning target and the lesson notes for us.
Learning target. I can add and subtract fractions with mixed numbers and apply to real-world situations. Lesson notes. Today's scholars, we will review how to add and subtract fractions with mixed numbers and apply to real-world situations. Important vocabulary words. Fraction is a number less than 1. Numerator is the top of a fraction. Denominator, the bottom of a fraction. Mixed number is a whole number and a fraction that is greater than 1. Improper fraction has a larger numerator than denominator. Proper fraction, the numerator is less than the denominator.
Okay. So today we're going to deal with fractions, but we're specifically going to deal with 2 things. We might have to convert a mixed number to improper fraction. So if you look on my screen, it's actually easier to see because it's color-coded. To make a mixed number, right, into an improper fraction, we're going to use MAD. We're going to multiply, add, denominator, which you've all seen before. So we multiply the whole number, we add the denominator, we multiply the whole number, and then we multiply the denominator, so 7 times 4, and then we add the 1 to get 29, and we keep the denominator, MAD. GLAD, take an improper fraction and change it to mixed number. We're going to use GLAD. We're going to divide, leave alone, always denominator. So we're going to divide 29 into 4, and we're going to get 7, with 1 as the leftover, the remainder over 4. We're going to refer back to this page if we need to for the remainder of today's lesson. So let's get started. Let's hit problem number 1 on page 2. So Lorenzo, can you please read to me problem 1 where it says mixed numbers, sir? Lorenzo Cruz, unmute yourself and please read me the problem.
Noah stood 55 2/3 inches tall on his 10th birthday. If he stood 58.5 inches on his 11th birthday, how much taller has Noah grown over the past year?
All right. So Lorenzo, read that one more time just so that everyone is clear on what we're doing.
Noah stood 55 2/3 inches tall on his 10th birthday. If he stood 58.5 inches on his 11th birthday, how much taller has Noah grown over the past year?
All right, keyword is how much taller has Noah grown? So Lorenzo, we want to find out how much taller is Noah in the 2 years of his birthday. So what operation will we be using? Multiplication or subtraction? What makes sense? Look at the picture, huh?
Multiplication.
Well, would we really necessarily multiply though if we want to find out how much taller he has grown?
Subtraction.
There you go.
Sorry.
We're gonna subtract 55 and 2/3, and we have 58 and 1/2. So now that we have a fraction, if you recall from yesterday and from what we've been learning about all year and previously, we know that a fraction is division. So we're gonna type that here so that we remember that every time we see a fraction, we have to think division. So we have to write this down. Fractions are always division. So anytime we see a fraction, we're going to divide. Okay, so we can even say the word divide if you want. Now, the first step we need to do is, if you look here on my guided notes for you, is we need to convert 55 and 2/3 to a decimal. So if you have your calculator, you're going to divide 2 by 3 and you're going to get a decimal equivalency. Lorenzo, any idea what 2 divided by 3 is? I'll help you out. If 1/3 is 33, 2/3 is double that. Double 33, what do you get? Anybody? 66.666.
I need help.
Okay, I'll help you. So if if 1/3 is 33, 2/3 is double that, which is 66 or 0.666666. It keeps repeating. But Lorenzo, I know you know this one. If you have 2/4, how much money do you have? If you have 2/4, how much money do you have?
50 cents.
There you go. So 1/2 is the same as 0.50 or 0.5. Now that I converted these fractions into decimals, I'm going to do the operation of subtraction as Lorenzo just mentioned. So it's very important that, guys, when you are subtracting, you have to line up your decimal points. Okay? So I'm going to actually show you what this is going to look like by using the pen here. And I'm going to do it in purple. So I'm going to now subtract 58.50, which is the same as 58.5, from 55 and 2/3 to figure out how much taller Noah has grown in that year. So I'm going to write it down. 58, line up those decimal points, and have the same placeholders. Subtracted from 55.66. So now, Lorenzo, can we take 0 from 6? Can I subtract 0 from 6? No, we got to go next door. We got to regroup, make this a 10, which means this 5 now becomes 1 less, which is a 4. And I have to add 10 so I can take it away, which means in order to get this to be a 14, I have to go next door to its neighbor and take 1 from it. And now every place value has enough. So 10 from 6 is how much, Lorenzo? Or Eric, can you help him out? 10 from 6?
4.
Good. And 14 from 6?
8.
Excellent. Remember, bring down the decimal point. Bring it down. 7 from 5? 2. So the answer is 2 and 84/100 inches over the past years, how much taller he has grown, or how much he has grown. I'm going to write that over here in a text box. So the answer is where it says Noah at the bottom. Noah has grown 2.84 inches. Inches over the past year. So at the very bottom of your paper, you'll see something that says answer with a line. You're going to fill in the 2.84 in that line. Now, if you really wanted to be real technical and you really wanted to check this, you would take the difference, which is 2.84, and you would add it to 55.66, and you would actually arrive at 58.50. That's how you know your answer is correct. You always check your subtraction problem by taking the difference from the bottom number, and you should get the top. That's how you know it's correct. So take another 10 seconds to write this down, folks. Make sure all these notes are copied on your packet to get your full credit when you submit your work to me tomorrow. 5 more seconds. So today we're dealing with, remember, improper fractions and mixed numbers. That's what we're working with today, as you can see. Okay, I'm going to take it away in 5, in 4, in 3, in 2, in 1. That was, I thought, a fair chance for all of you. All right. Eric, you're going to read me the next question, which is now going to be on page 3.
Macy jogged and walked a total of 37 over 9 miles in Central Park today. If she jogged a distance of 8/3 miles, how many miles did Macy walk?
Okay. So key word there, it says how many miles did she walk? So when you look at these fractions, we have 37 over 9. Is that a mixed number or an improper fraction?
Improper fraction.
Okay, and what do we know about the distance of 8/3? What kind of fraction is that? Talk to me.
It's an improper fraction.
Right. So we have to convert the improper fractions to mixed numbers, right?
Yes.
Refresh your memory. A fraction is what operation? What operation is this bar for?
Division.
Good. So first we got to divide. We're going to do division. That's the first part. So let's do that first, because there's 2 operations here. We're going to convert 37 over 9 to a mixed number first by doing division. That's the first part. I'm going to show you what it looks like over here with your assistance, Eric. All right? Let me go grab the pen. All right, we're going to use some blue here. So we're going to convert 9 on the outside as your divisor and 37 as your dividend. So Eric, how many times does 9 go into 3?
4 times.
Well, 9 goes into 37, 4. Okay. 9 times 4?
36.
Okay, give me the difference of 37 from 6.
1.
1. Now, what's my new fraction? What happens to the remainder?
4 1/9.
Yes, 4 and 1/9. So now we know that this is 4 and 1/9. Now we got to actually convert now, okay? We then do the same thing for 8/3. We got to make it a mixed number first. So we're going to do division again, right? Yes?
Yes.
So let's do 3 as the divisor into 8 as the dividend. How many times does 3 go into 8 about? Approximate.
2.
2. 2 times 3?
6.
Good. Give me the difference. Subtract.
2.
2. What's my fraction now?
2 and 2/9. 8/3.
2 and 2 thirds. There you go. Right? Because 2 times 3 is 6 plus 2 is 8. 8/3 is what we started with. And 4 times 9 is 36 plus 1 is 37. So therefore, we know that so far, we did the division part. We have to convert. So we know that that so far is correct. Okay? So now the next part is we want to find out the difference. So in order to find the difference, what operation do we now have to utilize or use? What operation?
Subtraction.
Excellent. So we're doing division, which you just saw, and now we're going to subtract these mixed numbers to find out how many miles she walked. Right? Because the total amount was 37 over 9, which is the same as 4 1/2. But out of those 4 and 1/9, she only did 2 2/3. So we got to do the difference to figure out what the part left is, that she has to walk. So I'm going to show you a cool trick here. Instead of finding the whole common denominator avenue, we're going to convert 1/9 into a decimal, which is going to be 0.11 if you don't have a calculator. So we're going to write, so 4.11 is what 4 and 1/9 is equal to. And then we're going to convert 2 and 2/3. Remember, I told Lorenzo that if 1/3 was 33, 2/3 is 66. So now this is going to be 2.66 approximate. And then that's going to show me 2 and 2/3. So now I can physically do the subtraction of 4.11 minus 2.66 to figure out how many more miles I have to walk in order to reach 4 1/9, which is equivalent to 37 over 9. Everyone follow me so far? All right, so let's do this. Why do I keep having a text box? All right, let's try this again. Let's get the purple pen. Here we go. So now we're going to subtract 4, line up your decimals. I can't stress that enough. Minus 2.66. And Eric, I'm going to need your help because I forgot how to subtract. Can you help me out? What do we do?
Yes.
Help me out.
You cross out the 1.
Mm-hmm.
You cross the other one, and it becomes a 0.
Wait,
Oh.
so if I cross this 1 out, it now becomes a what? If I add 10. 1 plus 10 is how much?
7. 11.
11. I have to regroup, okay? So now this is an 11. If this is an 11, I go next door to its neighbor to get 1.
It's a 10.
Right. Which means if I go here, I have to go here to take 1, and I have to go here to its neighbor. So now this
It's a 3.
there you go. So now let's subtract 11 from 6,
5.
10 from 6,
4.
bring down the decimal, can't stress that enough, and 3 from 2.
1.
So 1 and 45/100 is how many more miles she has to walk in order to equal 4 1/9. Again, you're going to take the difference of 1 and 45/100 and you're going to add it to 2.66, and you should get 4.11 or 4 1/9 or 4 11/100. They're all the same thing. So if I was to add 1.45, and if I add it to 2.66, I just want to show you. If I add this up, this becomes an 11. This becomes 5 plus 6 is 11. Bring down the decimal. And then 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 2 is 4. So therefore, I can say that this is correct. So 1.45. So on the answer line, where it asks you, it says, Macy needs to walk, you write 1.45 miles. So again, I'll write that down just in case you're not with me. So where it says answer, Macy needs to walk 1.45 miles more. I'm going to take it away in 3, 2, 1. So if I didn't say this, today there's only 7 practice problems. So we're going to be at problem number 3 right now. So Omar, you're going to come off mute. And when I give you the okay, Omar, you're going to read me page 4 in a moment. I'm going to give you guys another 3 seconds to write this down. 3. And again, if you miss something, you can always go back to the video that I'll be posting after I finish this class with you to get whatever you need. Okay, we're going to erase this now. I thought that was a fair amount of time. Okay, we're going to have Omar in a second once I pull up the screen. All right, Omar. I'm going to give you the okay, Omar. All right, Omar, this one's a fun one. All right, Omar, whenever you're ready, please read me page 4, problem 3 on my screen.
Book watched a YouTube video that featured a Philippine chicken recipe. She bought 5 3/4 pounds of chicken from the local store. If the recipe called for 2 1/2 pounds of chicken, how many pounds of chicken remain unused?
Okay. So my question to you now is, okay, I have these fractions here, right? Omar, yes? So I want to convert these fractions into decimals. But before I do that, how many pounds of chicken remain unused? What operation will I use to figure out how much is left is what that is saying.
Subtraction.
Good operation. I'm going to change this so it's not, I'm going to change it into like blue. Operation subtraction. So now, what are we actually going to subtract, Omar? Talk to me now.
The 5 3/4 and the 2 1/2. But we have to put it in a decimal.
Good. So let's write 5 3/4 is equal to. If you have 3/4, Omar, how much money do you have? How much is 3/4?
75 cents.
5.75.
Good. If you have 2.5, if you have 2/4, how much money do you have?
2.50.
Okay, line up the decimals. 2.50. So now we're going to subtract, Omar, 5 from 0.
5.
5 from 2. 7 from 5.
2.
5 from 3.
5 from
5 from 2, sorry. 3. Now,
3.
3 and 25/100ths. Omar, we want to put the 25 as a fraction. So if you have 1/4, if you have 25 cents, how many quarters do you have?
3 and
Listen, if you have 25 cents, how many quarters is that? 1, right?
yeah.
So the answer would be 3 1/4 or 3.25 pounds of chicken that remain unused on your answer line. So you're going to write 3, so you write 3.25, oops, or 3 is the whole and 1/4 is the fraction, pounds of chicken that remain unused. That is the answer that goes on the line. Anyone have any questions, comments, concerns? Okay. Leilani, you're going to read me problem 4 because it has your name in it. And then Amanda, you're going to read me problem 5. Okay, I'm going to take it down in 3. I'm going to take the operation part down. In 2. And I think everyone got it. In 1. All right, we're going to move on to the next page. All right. Leilani, I think you're up. Yeah, Leilani, show us what you got.
In
an open relay race.
In an open relay race, Leilani planned to swim 3 2/5 laps, and Lorenzo planned to swim 2 1/5 laps. How many combined laps did Leilani and Lorenzo plan to swim?
Okay. When you see the word combined, what operation is that?
Addition.
Good. So we're going to write operation. Excellent job. Addition. When you see the word combined, it means total or all together. Okay. If you need help, you can look at the board because I'm typing the notes as we go along. Okay. So we're going to actually write down our number sentence. We're going to set up what this is going to look like, and then we are going to do the math. Sentence. So it would help if I could write correctly today. Number sentence. Here we go. All right. So Leilani, I'm going to ask for you to help me out. For the number sentence, what is the first fraction? How many laps did you swim?
3 2/5.
And you said we're going to add them, right?
Yes.
So this represents Leilani. I'm just going to Leilani. I know it's a little sloppy. Now we're adding. How much did your brother go?
2 1/5.
Is Lorenzo. It's very hard to write with the mouse. Oh my God. Okay. Now, Leilani, if you notice here, the denominators are the same, right? We worked with that yesterday, right?
Yes.
So when the denominators are the same, would you remember what we do? Do we keep it or we have to do something to it?
We keep it.
Good. So give me the whole numbers. What are the whole numbers?
3 and 5. 3 and 2 equals 5.
Good. Now give me the fraction part.
And
Yeah.
then it'll be 3/5.
Excellent. Excellent job. So Leilani and Lorenzo swam a total of
5 3/5.
5 3/5 laps in the relay. That was an easy one. Eric, you look confused. What's going on? You okay? All right. There you go. There's your answer. So in the next question, we're going to convert all the fractions into decimals. Okay, because we're doing some 6th and 7th grade review right now. Okay, I'm going to take this down because this was pretty straightforward. There was nothing really out of the ordinary. It's stuff that we've seen already. Right? All right. Let's undo this. Let's bring the screen up. All right, I think I asked Amanda to read. Actually, Amanda, I changed my mind. I'm going to have Nazier read. Naz, can you read problem 5?
I was gonna ask if I could read minutes.
Okay, but you already had a turn. I'll let you go another time. I'm going to have Naz go, then I'm going to have your Lenny go. Go ahead, Naz. Problem 5 on my page, if you don't have it.
Goods for the drive were stored the bins. The vegetable bin was 1/2 full. The soap bin.
Miss, I can't hear her.
Full and pasta bin was 5/6 full.
All together.
Altogether,
All right. So goods, I'll just read it again because it was a little hard to hear you. Goods from the drive were stored in bins. The vegetable bin was 1/2 full, the soup bin was 3/4 full, and the pasta bin was 5/6 full. Altogether, how many bins would the goods fill? So Naz, when you see the word altogether, what operation should you automatically think?
adding.
Good, addition. So please write this down. Operation, oops, I gotta spell it right. Operation is addition. Now, Naz, we're gonna actually turn all of these fractions into decimals because then we're gonna add it up to get it easier. Otherwise, this is gonna take a little difficult, a little bit longer to find the LCD, which is the least common denominator. All right? I'm gonna write a little note here. Okay, Naz, I know you know how to do this. So 1/2, give it to me as a decimal. 1/2 is what?
What?
If you have 1/2, if you have 2/4, how much you got? Look on the screen.
0.50.
Good. If you have 3/4, come on, think money. If you have 3/4, how much you got?
75 cents.
Excellent. Now, if you divide 5 by 6, I'm going to help you out. You get 0.83. Oops. Okay. The reason why I asked for you is to convert this into decimals. It's going to be a lot easier for you to figure out how many bins you need all together. So we're just going to write, actually, I'm going to actually draw a little arrow here. Okay, because I want to write a little text box. And I want you to write this down. Okay. We wanted to convert all fractions to decimals to find the total number of bins needed. That's why we did that. So now, Naz, what is the number sentence going to look like? What are we going to physically add now?
The numbers that we converted,
Which are what?
50, 75, and 83.
So the number sentence, we're going to convert, good participation so far, 0.50 plus 0.75 plus 0.83. to get how many bins, how many bins are needed. Okay? Now, we're going to do the math over here now, Naz. I'm going to need your help, so don't go away. All right? You're doing a really good job, kiddo. Proud of you. All right. Let me go grab a pen. Let's do this in purple. That's my favorite color. Here we go. We're going to line up the decimals. 0, 0.50, 0, 0.75. Naz, you're going to do this part. You're almost done. 0, 0.83. Nazier said that we have to add them up. All right, Naz. 5 plus 3, bud? Can't hear you.
8,
Thank you. Now we hear you. And 5 plus 7?
13,
Huh?
13,
5 plus 7? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 plus 8? 20, right? And then 2 plus 0 is 2. So we got 2.08. The question says, altogether, how many bins will the goods fill? So is it going to be 2 or 3 bins? What do you think, Naz? What do you think? Anybody? 2 or 3? What do you think? Altogether, the goods will fill, we need 2 bins. If we round, we would need 3. We will need 3 bins. Okay, so altogether the goods would fill 2 bins because it's 2.08. And if we round, we will need 3 bins because we got to still impart, we still got to put the 8/10, tenths, hundredths. We actually, yeah, we still got a little left over. Okay, you're Lenny, in a moment, you're going to read problem 6 on page 6. That was a lot to write, so I'm going to give you a moment. Selena, why are you sleeping? All right, I'm going to take this down in 3. I'm going to erase just the operation part here. Here, Lenny, are you ready? Yeah? Okay. All right, here, Lenny. Let me just fix the screen. And let me just unmute you. All right, here, Lenny, unmute yourself, dear. Okay, loud and proud in your loud presidential voice. What do you got? We can't hear you, your Lenny.
A recipe calls for using 6/5/9 cups of flour before baking.
It's a little hard to hear you. We started to hear you. I'm just going to read what you said. I saw you reading, but we couldn't hear you. She said, a recipe called for using 6 5/9 cups of flour before baking and another 5 4/9 cups after baking. What is the total amount of flour needed in the recipe? So you're Lenny, make sure your mic is up just so I can ask you some questions so you can tell me what to type on the paper. All right, you're Lenny, we're looking for the total amount. When we look for the total amount, what operation are we going to use? Addition or subtraction? Can't hear you. I can't hear your pretty voice. Huh? I think you said addition, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure we're on the same page here. All right, so now we are going to now create an addition sentence, a number sentence. We're going to show what this is going to look like. We're going to write it vertically the long ways. And you guys are doing a really good job. All right, We got 6 and 5/9. So we're gonna write. Oh, it's not gonna let me. I keep forgetting that. All right, let's try it this way. Let's change it to right. Okay, so we got 6 and 5/9. Your Lenny says we have to add because it's asked for the total amount. And we're gonna add 5 and 4/9. All right, your Lenny, what are the whole numbers? What's 6 plus 5, your Lenny? Try to speak up, turn your volume on.
8.
It's 11.
Yeah, 11.
And then 5 plus 4 is my numerators, which are 9. Hold on, we're almost done. Over 9. But hold on. We have 9 divided by 9, which is equal to what?
1.
A whole, right? So this is really important here. So here we have to know, we have to divide. Divide 9 divided by 9, which is equal to 1 whole. So now we have to add the 1 whole plus the 11. So we really need 12. So here, to get the answer, we're going to answer. Answer. Gotta learn how to spell. We're going to take 11 plus 1, which is going to equal 12. What did I write? 12 cups of flour are needed in the recipe. Please write that down. Let me know when you guys are done. I'm going to give you another moment. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have 2 more problems after this. We have the exit ticket and we have question 7. I'm just going to kind of help you so we can speed through this so you can get into ELA. All right. All right, I think the next person that was supposed to read was supposed to be Amanda, from what I remember. I just don't know where she went. Amanda, can you read? Okay, problem 7 on my screen, love. It's the same thing that your Lenny did. The same exact operation and the same procedure. Go ahead, Amanda.
Oliver spent 2 and 3/6 hours working on his math homework. If he spent another 4 and 3/6 hours on his reading homework, what is the total time he spent on his homework?
Okay, so total time. Keyword total, Amanda. When you see total, what operation are we using?
Addition.
Good. Operation is addition. All right, Amanda, what are the fractions that we're going to be adding?
We're gonna be adding 2 and 3/6 and 4 and 3/6.
Perfect. Let's write this down. Number sequence. It's going to be 2 and 3/6 plus 4 and 3/6 to equal the total time spent on HW. I should just write out homework. All right, almost there, Amanda. We got one more part to do. Now, I'm going to take this away. I'm going to get my pen back. I'm going to write it in pink for you all to see. And we're going to do 2 and, this is just like the question that I just did, 2 and 3/6 plus 4 and 3/6. All right, Amanda, give me the whole numbers. What are they?
The whole numbers are 2 and 4.
Okay, 2 plus 4 is how much?
That is 6.
3.
Wait, what?
plus 3 now for my fractions.
6.
Okay. We keep the denominator. Just like Lenny and I did when we had 9 divided by 9, we got a whole. The same number divided by itself is always equal to,
A whole.
right?
Yes.
Now we have to add 6 plus 1 to get what?
To get 1 whole.
Yeah, what's 6 plus 7 though? I mean 6 plus 1.
6 plus 1 equals 7.
7 hours. Okay, 7 hours. That was pretty easy. All right, we're gonna move on now to the exit ticket. Now mark my words, folks. If you do not do Monday and Tuesday's exit ticket, you owe me that, plus you owe me today's exit ticket. And as soon as I finish these exit tickets, I'm gonna let you know, you know if you didn't do it. You're gonna pull out Monday and Tuesday's exit ticket, and you're gonna do it as soon as we're done. That way you're all up to date on your work. Okay. So now I'm gonna hit the erase button. Okay, we're gonna do the exit ticket. Pay attention because this is what I'm gonna be posting when you're in ELA class. I'm gonna write these exact questions out. So there's the same exact answers, the same questions, 2 problems, you should get a 100. All right, each week Fred works 3.5 hours. 3 hours on Tuesday, 2 on Wednesday, and 2.25 on Thursday, and 4 on Friday. How many hours does he work per week? Jaden. Jaden Smith. How many hours does he work per week? What am I gonna do with these numbers? Add or subtract, Jaden? Jaden, unmute yourself. Jaden Smith, unmute yourself. You want your class credit. Daniel, unmute yourself. Let's hear from you. Okay, no one wants to follow the,
Can I do it?
who's that? Who's Evelyn? Who's that? Who said I wanted? Omar, was that you?
Yes.
All right, go ahead, Omar. When you see how many hours does he work per week, what operation are we gonna do per week?
Multiplication.
Are we gonna multiply or are we gonna add?
I mean add.
Add. All right, we're gonna convert all the fractions into decimals. So if I have 1/2, how much do I got?
3/4.
If I have 1/2 or 2/4, how much money is that?
3.50.
Right, 3.50 is 1/2. 3 hours is just gonna be 3.00. 2 hours is gonna be 2.00. Oops. Let me just kind of write what this is. So this represents Monday, so you have it. This represents Tuesday. Selena, stay still. This represents Wednesday. Thursday. Omar, 2.25. If you have 2.25, how much you got? 2 point what?
2.25.
But that's Thursday. And Friday, it says 4 hours, 4.00. Now, we're gonna add up all these scores. So we have 0 plus 5 is how much?
5.
Okay, so 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. 3 plus 3 is 6. Plus 2 plus 8 plus 4 gives me 14.4. So it should be 14.75 hours per week, which is the same as 14 3/4, which is answer choice A. So I'm just gonna stamp the correct answer, the green stamp. So on your exit ticket, you're gonna pick 14 3/4. Now, the answer choices might be flipped around. So when you do it, you gotta pull out your packet, children. Please use the packet, because these are easy hundreds to get your grades up. The only thing I didn't write here is I want to go back and I just want to make one correction, is I want to put the big fat plus sign. So I'm just going to circle it so that there's no problem. A is the answer. Now on question 2. Eric, you want to try it?
Yes.
All right. Read it for us, please. Ready? Go.
Find the sum of 9/5 plus 14/7.
Okay, what do you know about these denominators? Are they the same or different?
Different.
Okay, I'm going to actually type the notes up here because there's a lot to write. So this is actually for this. We're going to start it here in this text box. Okay, so we have different denominators. And yesterday we went over finding the LCD. Different denominators means you have to find the least common denominator of 5 and 7. Yeah? So let's list the multiples of 5. 5, count with me. 10.
10, 15, 20,
Yep.
5, 30.
Yep. I'm going to stop at 35. Good. Let's do the multiples of 7. 7.
14, 21, 28.
Bam. 35. What do you notice is the same?
35.
And 35. So what is the LCD?
35.
All right. So that means I need to have the denominators both be 35. Yeah? Follow me?
Yes.
All right. I'm just making sure everyone is with me. We're almost done. And I'm going to take it to blue now. So 9 over 35. So let's take this arrow now.
So
9 over 35. If the bottom number is 35, how do I get from 5 to 35? What do I do?
Mul-
Yep. So 35. So 5 times 7 is 35. So 9 times 6 would give me 63. Follow that part?
yes, and that's an improper fraction.
Right. Good job. Now, we want the 7 now to have a denominator of 35. How do I go from 7 to 35?
5.
Multiply by 5. So 14 times 5 is going to be 70. Now, when I add this up, I'm going to get 130, because those are my numerators, and I keep the 35. Now, when I divide 130 by 35, I'm going to get 3 as my leftover amount.
3 and
25 over 35. Now, if you look here, we know that it's got to be reduced because it's either 3 4/5 or 3 5/7, right?
right. So D and B is out the way.
Correct. So we're going to cross off B is wrong and D is wrong. So now what number can I divide 25 and 35 by evenly?
5.
Good. Good job, Leilani. So now,
Give us 5 sevens.
3 and
3 and 5 sevens.
excellent.
So the answer will be C.
Good job, Leilani. So there's no reason why, okay, I'm going to repeat this again, that we cannot get a 100 on the exit ticket because we just did it together. So that there's no confusion, we're going to circle 3 5/7. We're going to show all this work so that we earn full credit. So again, when you take your exit ticket, we just modeled problem 1 and problem 2, which will be posted after your ELA class is done. The expectation is that you are to complete that question. Now,